What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't seen my previous videos, my name is Lindsay Edwards and I am a six-figure solo esthetician, and I am on a mission to help other solo estheticians and beauty professionals get started and succeed in their very own careers. So today I wanted to kind of do something a little bit different and just do a sit down, get ready with me while I get ready for my branding photo shoot. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. So I have about an hour and 15 minutes before I have to leave. So I am just gonna do a little sit down, get ready with me, and chit chat about my journey and how I got started. So I kind of knew that college was not my thing, so I started looking into different career paths, and I actually have a cousin who is also an esthetician, and so I started talking to her about it, and it sounded like something that was really fitting for me. In high school, I actually suffered really bad from cystic acne, and it was a huge insecurity of mine. So I really wanted to learn how to take care of my skin. So I went into school with the intent of doing more facials and doing the med spa side of things. It really wasn't until after school and getting into different career paths that I fell in love with waxing. That is what I do full time now. Full body waxing, and I absolutely love it. So while I was still in high school, I was looking for aesthetics programs in my area, and there really weren't too many to choose from. I decided on one, and it was gonna take me 10 months full time to finish the program. I knew that was gonna happen. So I started the aesthetics program right after I graduated, and I did that full time while my friends were going to college. I did that. So looking back, the school that I chose, I was very fortunate to have a great teacher who was very knowledgeable in her skincare, and that was like I said, that was what I wanted to do. So I was very fortunate for that. Overall, school is school, and I could not wait to graduate. As soon as I graduated, I started looking on Indeed, and I saw a posting for Amazing Lash Studio, and it said that I would be making pretty decent money. So I applied there. That was my very first job out of school, and I absolutely hated it. I really did. Lashes were not my thing. It was too tedious for me. I quit after a week, and I wanted to really focus more on skincare because, like I said, that is really what I went to school for. So I quit and I applied at Ulta as a skin therapist. Most people don't know that Ulta does facials, so I was never busy. It was mainly retail, and that's not what I went to school for. So I worked there for a few months and I made $9 an hour. So that was just not feasible for me and my bills. So I decided to kind of step away from aesthetics and kind of reevaluate if that's what I wanted to do. Numerous times I contemplated going back to school and doing something different because I just felt like I wasn't really, accomplishing what I had intended by going to school. So I took a break from it, and I had previously worked as a server, so I decided that I was just going to start serving again to make some decent money. I didn't totally step away from aesthetics. I actually did freelance makeup, and it was mainly for like friends and family, doing like a couple weddings and a few proms and events and stuff. I never really had the intentions of making that like a full-time career. It was more just kind of a hobby, and just so that I kind of felt more in touch still with my license. So yeah, I did that for a few months. I was making decent money serving at the time, but I just didn't feel fulfilled. Like that I went to school and I really wanted to still pursue my dreams. So I had a friend that I went to school with reach out to me about working at European Wax Center because she had just applied there, and in school, we all hated waxing. We all tried to give away all of our waxing services that we had because we really just did not have a great learning experience from it. I think that's all that it was. So I just was not confident at all. I was super shy. I totally believed that I would not be able to do Brazilian or wax anyone just because I was very shy. With facials, you really didn't have to talk that much. So I was sold on that. So I think that was like a big reason why I loved facials at the same time too. So I was like, all right, fine. I am willing to give it a try. It sounded like, you know, you could make some pretty good money. I started working there and I immediately fell in love with waxing. I really did. I loved how fast-paced it was. I loved that it was more upbeat. The instant gratification from it is just insane. It's so satisfying. I worked there for a few years and I really did have a great experience with it. Or from them. Unfortunately, with corporations, there's only so high up that you can go. So I was kind of just stagnant for so long that I was like, you know, I really just need to challenge myself. So that same friend that had persuaded me to start working at European Wax Center, she actually decided to go out on her own. At that point in time, I really did not have the desire to be my own boss. It sounded really, really scary, intimidating. Then things kind of started to shift at work. Working at European Wax Center, they got new owners, and so a lot of things started to change. So that's when I started more seriously thinking about opening my own space. I talked to my friend about it, and it was just kind of like always this idea in the back of my mind, but I was never super serious about it. Fast forward to, I want to say this was February. It was the winter time, January, February of 2020. I was like, I'm doing this. I went ahead and bought everything. And then COVID happened. Everything shut down. So I was totally defeated and I was like, is this something that I really actually want? So while quarantine was happening, I was not able to collect unemployment. They paid us $725 to help us out. That was nice, but $725 was just not enough to cover my bills. So I decided that I was going to go back to work and figure things out and kind of just get back on my feet again. So I went back for about a month, and during that month I was so ready to get out there and start my own business. I was willing to take the risks during COVID because I wanted it that badly. So then I decided to quit in the end of June of 2020 and I opened my business. So my first day was July 1st of 2020. I actually shared the space that I was in with that same friend who was already on her own. We started at Sola Salons, renting out an 80 square foot studio, and it was a great starting point. She had, bought most of the stuff that we needed, so I kind of just had to get my wax and a few of my supplies, and that was really it. So that was really, really helpful. So if you are getting started out, I think it's a great idea to look for someone who is interested in sharing a space as well, because that is less risk with your rent. When you're starting out, things can be really slow. So I'm really fortunate for her. She really has kind of been a guide and we've really learned together. So things were super slow when I started out. So I really took this time and really focused on, building my Instagram and putting a lot of energy into that, since that I had so much free time. I was not bringing many clients in. So I started doing giveaways and just posting daily on my page, really just kind of taking pictures and videos of working on friends and family. And that's like how I really put myself out there. So things started to pick up. So my friend and I, we actually decided that we would start looking for a bigger space that we could, work together. So I found someone on Craigslist for a listing that was in our area for a 2-person suite. So we went and toured it, and it was a nightmare. It was an abandoned building and it was really sketchy, but he was a really cool guy and he did commercial real estate. So he said that he would look into some other properties for us, something that was a little bit more up our alley. So we decided to, give this guy a chance. So he showed us a couple different places before we found the one that we ended up going with. They slowly started to get better, but it was still not our vibe. They were more office spaces. It was not as upbeat as we were hoping for. We kind of took a break from it, and he reached out to us shortly after saying that he found a space in a big chiropractor building. So we went and toured it, and it was perfect. It was the best one that we had toured of all of them. The vibe was really great. There's a med spa right across the hall from us. It was really the perfect spot for us. We decided that we were gonna go ahead and sign the lease and pay a really, really big deposit to have the space renovated because it needed a lot of work. There was carpet, and we really wanted to have, like the hardwood vinyl flooring, and the walls were different shades of blue, and I really wanted like the white and black modern aesthetic. So we had all of that work done and the kitchenette installed, and that took about 2 months. So by February of 2021, we moved in, and really after that, starting spring break, things started getting insanely busy like I had never experienced on my own, at least at European Wax Center. It was always insane. You were doing a Brazilian every 15 minutes. I wasn't used to doing so many services in a day, so I was so happy and so excited, but I was exhausted. I was really feeling blessed though. So I, was more motivated than ever to keep posting on Instagram. And so summer of 2021 was a really, really great month. So over the course of my first full calendar year, I was able to bring in 6 figures, which was a huge accomplishment for me. I was really happy about that. So that really kind of brings me to where I'm at now. I'm doing great. My books are full. I'm very, very happy. I'm very blessed, and it is March now, so springtime is coming, and summer is going to be awesome, super busy, so I'm really looking forward to that. So that is my story and how I got started to where I am now. I have come a long way, and it's really cool to see the progression from when I started 6-7 years ago. Sometimes you might have this idea of what you think you want in your mind, and something totally different will come your way, and it'll be better than you could have ever pictured. So I'm gonna finish up this makeup look because we've already made it this far. So I'm just gonna fast forward this, and I will meet you guys at the end. So I can list all of the products that I used in the description. This is kind of just something different than what I have been posting my last few videos, but I figured it would be fun to just kind of sit here and have just like a chill conversation with you guys about my story. So I hope you liked this style of video. And this is the final look for today's video. I really hope you guys liked this style of video. If you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up, subscribe to my page, and drop a comment down below what type of video you guys would like to see next. And I will see you guys in the next video.